welcome again, everybody. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Kathy Nelson. I'm the CEO and founder of the Photo Managers, and we love to introduce you to the companies that we partner with that many professional photo managers use as part of their business and can offer you really great support in all the things that you need. So Forever is one of those companies. We've been partnered with them since I met Glenn and the company when they first started it many years ago now. And I met Shelly early then as well. So she's become a good friend. She's also a member of the Photo Managers, and it also she'll talk a little bit about herself, but she's here to tell you all about Forever. And so go ahead and put your questions in the chat. We will leave plenty of time to answer your questions at the end. And I'm going to turn it over now to Shelly and let her introduce herself and tell you all about what you want to know and can learn about using Forever with your photos.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for having me, Kathy. I'm so excited to talk with you all today about Forever and how I use it and how my clients use it. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we will get started. Okay. So let me just play. All right. So here it is. We're going to talk about Forever today, your complete, permanent, and private digital home guaranteed for generations. And my name is Shelly Murray. As Kathy said, I'm a certified photo manager and have been for 10 years now. I'm also a senior executive ambassador for Forever. And I have a business that's called Rescuing Photos. And I help people rescue their photos and tell their family stories so that they are not lost. And I use Forever as the platform for all of my clients. And I'm excited to share a little bit more about that with you today. If you want to connect with me, you can see my website there, and I have a bit.ly that will be a good way to connect as well. All right, so I'd like to title this presentation today, The Power of Forever, because Forever is super powerful and an incredible solution to so many of our photo frustrations. And let's just start off by, let me show you this video explaining what Forever is.
What is Forever? It's seeing your parents' wedding day for the first time. It's sharing a photo book with your grandma. It's being the author of your own story. It's passing that story on. It's the first moment, the last moment, and every moment in between. Uniquely yours for generations to come. We guarantee it.
All right, that is the power of Forever. And it makes me emotional every time because life is so fragile. And we all have important stories to tell and to share and to hand down to the next generation. So that just kind of gives you a little glimpse of what Forever is all about. And now I want to kind of dig into some of the specifics. So this slide seems a little heavy, I know, but I wanted to put my words out there so that you could maybe go back and look at these again, and it will help me just to kind of really talk through each of these points that I want to make about Forever. So what is Forever? Well, Forever, first of all, is a complete memory keeping system platform that allows you to tell your family stories and hand them down to the next generation, to be sure that they're not going to get lost, to be sure that your family will have access to them and future generations will have access to your photos and your stories as well. Forever is also an easy DIY system. You can do this yourself. Forever gives you all the tools that you need to organize your collection, to curate them. That means add the stories, descriptions, names, dates that you know, and to share all of your memories now with family and friends, and also to future generations. Forever also offers the state-of-the-art technology. So Forever is always growing, adapting, adding new technology, and they really have state-of-the-art technology in several different areas of the platform, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But also Forever has unique softwares, and these things provide a really fast and easy solution for your preserving your photos, organizing them, and sharing your family stories as well. Another unique and wonderful thing about Forever is you don't have to have, but you can have a personal Forever ambassador to come alongside of you and help you use this system. And a Forever ambassador is someone who is equipped, trained, going through some really rigorous training programs to really be able to understand the technology, to be able to teach you, to train you, to answer questions, and to just be an assistant to you as you're using your Forever Storage account. As Kathy said earlier, there's many photo managers who are also Forever ambassadors. And there's a lot of Forever ambassadors who are also photo managers. But we are basically here to assist you and help you with using Forever. And the last point I want to say is Forever truly is a company that cares. So Forever has been around for 10 years, and Forever is continuing to update, add, change, just continuing to grow and make things better. And it is a wonderful solution for so many things. And the way that it got like that is because so many people who care and are passionate about having a place for their family photos are giving feedback to Forever, are giving requests, product requests, edits, changes, things they'd like to see better. And Forever listens and Forever implements, and Forever just continues to grow and get better because of the way they listen to their people, their clients, their owners of Forever Storage, and also to their ambassadors. So Forever basically has 3 different options or platforms, within the platform for you to use. One is Forever Storage, and that's really what I want to hone in most today. Forever Storage is permanent cloud storage for your photos, videos, audio files, and documents. Think of it as a permanent digital home for you to keep all of your things together in one private location, like a hub. The second is Forever Box. So Forever Box Center is a high quality, brand new facility. Actually, they've been around now for many years, but are now just opened the doors to this beautiful facility, 5,000 square foot facility, where they do high quality hand, touch white glove service, scanning, and digitization. And it's an easy system to be able to use Forever Box to order a box, pack up your memories, send it to Forever. They digitize it and upload it into your Forever Storage account. Now, I will say there are a lot of photo managers who do scanning and digitizing for their clients. So if you are working with a photo manager who is scanning your photos for you or digitizing your videos, oftentimes after they're finished, they'll upload it into Forever Storage so that you can have access to all of those things. So if you're working with a photo manager, some of them may do that themselves in-house. Others may outsource to Forever. I'm one that outsources most of my things to Forever. I do some scanning in-house, but I love to outsource to Forever because their quality is unbeatable, and it's just a wonderful and easy system. And also the third one is Forever Print. So design and print services are all part of this Forever platform so that you can come in and create and print beautiful photo books, gifts, cards, and more. And that is a really wonderful benefit to using Forever because all of your photos are already in your private storage account. You're not having to place them in other places like to print, like a Shutterfly or any of those places. Forever offers all of those same things at the same or better quality and competitive or better pricing than you're going to get at those other places. But I would say a couple of points that are really important. Since I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, I'll just say that now. When you are, using like a Shutterfly or something like that, that is an e-commerce site. And so in an e-commerce site, you have to continue printing in order to keep your photos stored there. So if you're not consistently printing with them, then you may get an email saying they're going to shut your account down because you haven't been printing in a certain amount of time. I want you to know with Forever, that's not the case. So with Forever, this is your private account. You can print whenever you want. You can go back and access any of those files. You own the digital rights to all of the print projects that you create, and you can always reprint them at any time. So there are some really wonderful benefits to using Forever Print, and the technology that is available in Forever Print is really fabulous too, with regards to printing QR codes, adding videos to your photo books and to your gifts through that QR code technology. So there's a lot more good stuff that goes on in Forever Print. But today I wanted to really hone in and focus on Forever Storage. And before I do that, I just want to show you kind of the progression that I use in my business, and a lot of people use when they are using Forever with a client, or a client is using Forever on their own. And that progression starts with Forever Storage. So uploading everything into Forever Storage account, having all of your things together in this one place, all of your digital files, no matter where they live. And then the physical things, ordering a Forever box to add anything physical, your reels of film, your slides, VHS tapes, Hi8 tapes, even printed photos, scrapbook pages. Adding all of that into Forever Box so that Forever Box Center can digitize and upload it all into your Forever Storage. And in my business, this is what I do. So I get the client set up with Forever Storage. We get all their digital images in there. Then we order Forever Box. We get all their physical things into their Forever Storage account. And then after that's all done, then I'd love to empower my clients to be able to use it, to be able to use a Forever Storage to enjoy all of their photo collection. And then I want them to learn how to print things with Design and Print, because Design and Print is a way to be able to celebrate all of the memories that a family has, to be able to print photo books and other kinds of gifts, you know, blankets and mugs, or you name it. It's at Design and Print, but it's a way to really celebrate our photos and show love to our family members when we're able to touch and feel our photos and have them tell a story. But first, I want to just hone in, like I said, on Forever Storage, and give you a couple of client profiles, people who use Forever. So I would like to say that, you know, I love that there's not one way that you have to use Forever. People use it differently that suits their needs. And I'm just going to show you that through a few client examples. So meet Jack. Jack is amazing. He's a beast at Forever. That's what I call him. He is a whiz at Forever. He's 98 years old, and he really understood Forever when I showed it to him. He was a quick learner. He was able to get in and begin curating all his videos and his photos. He had some really wonderful things that he had spent many years on in celebrating with his family. He made a lot of homemade videos, and he wanted something to do with them so that he could hand them down to the next generation. He didn't want to hand them down an external hard drive. He didn't want to make copies and send them out on external hard drives, because he knew that those could crash too. And he really fell in love with Forever because he recognized this is a way that I can take all of my photos and videos that I've made over all these years, get them into Forever Storage, and then invite my family and share it with all of my family members and grandchildren and even great grandchildren. So he became such a big advocate for me. And I actually drove him in a parade. That's my Jeep. He was the leader of our Memorial Day parade. And that was quite an honor for me as well, to dress up the Jeep and to take him. It was an honor to him too. It was wonderful. Okay, so that's Jack, age 98. So if it gets a little confusing of things I'm sharing today, recognize you can just pull back, be like Jack, and just look at it from more of a simple standpoint, because he was able to get this done very easily. Okay. Next one is Christine. So Christine is a busy mom, and she does not have a lot of time to work on her photo collection, but she loves Forever because she knows her photos are safe and they're in one place. And the way she came to me was because her Facebook account was hacked, sadly, and she lost a lot of photos, and she had a lot of photos from college days that were only in Facebook. So we had a conversation about that, about how Facebook is not a place to store your photos. It's a great place to see them and share them and be social with them, but as soon as your photos go up to Facebook, they reduce the resolution of your file to a facsimile size. That's just one thing. And there's no promise your photos are going to be there tomorrow. So anyways, she got a new Facebook profile, and we worked really hard to gather all of her family photos and get them preserved in Forever. Now, I said she's busy, so she's not done a lot. She's just basically backed everything up in Forever. And one day she's going to get to doing a little more organizing with it, but she just has great peace of mind knowing everything is safe in her storage account. But she does love to print. So she loves to celebrate the memories that her family is making and print gifts for her children. And actually, we have plans to get together next month to do some creating of gifts for the holidays. Okay, so this is another client. So this is a client of mine who's downsizing, and we have gone in and digitized, all of his collection for him, got it into a Forever storage account. It's beautifully organized, and he's very happy that he has everything preserved in Forever. And he and his wife, they love accessing and enjoying and sharing all the photos and videos right from their iPad. And with this client, they don't want to print things. They're downsizing, they're getting rid of things, but they love that they have access to everything without having to go down to the basement and pull out all of the boxes. All of the albums of their kids growing up are digitized now and living in their Forever account. All their VHS tapes have been digitized and in their Forever account. Slides, everything they have is completely organized. And that's what I do in my business, is I did that work for them. So I either do the work for the clients, like a lot of photo managers, or I simply train and teach and show you, or people, how to do this all themselves without having to have me do it for you. So he is one that inspired me to do a weekly lunch training that I do now on Facebook Live, because he actually said to me, after all the work you've done for me, the very most important thing that you've done is shown me how to enjoy my photos on the iPad. And so that's what I want to do, is help empower people to be able to actually enjoy their photos. All right. And then lastly, this is my mom. She has scanned, organized, and curated all of our family's history and genealogy. It's all done. She's worked so hard for several years, and it's beautiful. And it's amazing that she's going to hand this down now to me and to my children. And the thing that she's doing now is she is really excited and passionate about helping other people. So she helps friends and neighbors create their legacy using Forever. And she is also a Forever ambassador. And she enjoys helping people and making a little money on the side as well. All right, so let's talk about what Forever is. Look at my time here. Okay, so let's talk about what Forever is. So this is the keys, the nuts, and the bolts. It is permanent. So I've been saying it is a permanent digital home. How is it permanent? So it's permanent because of the Forever guarantee. When you purchase your Forever storage, the majority of that money goes into a guarantee fund that's fully restricted and only available to be used to maintain your photos and other things on the Forever site, photos, videos, audio files, and documents in perpetuity. So it is a fully restricted fund. It's much like a college endowment or an insurance policy. It includes digital migration. So all of the files in your Forever account will be digitally migrated to new file formats over time, so they can still be seen and enjoyed, 10 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now. It's also private. You keep the digital rights. You own everything. Forever does not own your stuff. You own it. Forever just gives you the platform and is maintaining it and securing it for you and making sure that it's going to live on. It's secure with bank level security. It's redundantly backed up. It's encrypted. It's easily accessible from any web browser, or you could use the mobile apps. Here's just a couple of photos I wanted to show you how Forever Storage allows you to bring a photo to life, to preserve it. You can see that little photo in my client's hand. You can barely see it, but once it was digitized, now you can see it on the screen. It's beautiful, it's preserved, and we're now ensuring that that photo is never going to be lost through deterioration. Also, this is, Forever gives you organizing and curating tools so that you can add the metadata. So that is adding the story. The story that goes along with the photo is very, very important. And with Forever, you're able to very easily get in there and just add the story, type it right in as long as you want. That's called metadata. The metadata, the story, the tags, the name, the dates, all of that information is going to stick with your photo when you download it or share it. Also, some organizing tools that are really simple is just the library itself has a great sort and search feature. So my friend Christine, who I mentioned to you, who hasn't really had time to get into a Forever account, but she knows everything's backed up, she can find everything very quickly and easily because of these built-in library sort and search tools. Also, there are auto organizing tools with Forever Valet. That is a software that you can use with Forever, and it allows you to upload all your external hard drives, camera cards, whatever you may have, and it will automatically organize those into year and month when you're bringing those into Forever. Here's an example of just telling the story where you're able to add descriptions, tags, and dates, and add that photo to any of the albums. You can have as many albums as you want. You can see at the top, you can print right from here. You can share right from here. You can edit that photo. There's a variety of different options in the Lightbox, which is what you see here when you're looking at a photo. All right, you also can upload and download at any time. So again, remember, Forever doesn't own your stuff. You do. You can upload from, well, I'll tell you that in one second, or download it whenever you want. So it's not stuck there. You're able to upload and download. So again, you can see across the bottom, you can bring in photos, videos, audio files, and documents. You retain the rights and ownership of all of your files. Another benefit is you upload and download in full resolution. That's different than some other places where they change the resolution upon upload or download. And with Forever, you keep the same resolution. Also, you can upload or download by bulk with Forever Valet. So you could get your whole account organized and then download it all to save it on an external hard drive. So you have it in the cloud in Forever to be shared with future generations, and to give you peace of mind, if you'd like to also have it on external hard drive, you can do that too, and have an external hard drive with your entire collection on there as well. So this is just the upload panel. So when you're in your Forever storage account, you can just upload anything that you might have from your computer, wherever your photos are living, external hard drives. There is a duplicate finder, so you can turn it on to prevent exact duplicates. You could import everything from Facebook, which is really nice. Even though those photos are tiny facsimile size, they do look great on the screen, and it is beautiful to save those because that's really where we're putting our best stories. So be able to do a Facebook backup is really cool. And it brings in photos that you're tagged in. It also adds a description in the metadata that you had typed in Facebook. So that's a pretty cool thing too. And then, of course, there are apps to bring in from your phone. So you could back up your phones and have auto sync on there if you'd like. And then the other way is, again, through Forever Digitization, the Forever Box Center, digitizing any outdated media that you have and letting Forever Box upload it to your account for you. Okay, so this is Forever Valet software. Just a hit on this. I know there's going to be another presentation on this in next month, maybe November or December. And Valet is incredible. It is a bulk organizer. It allows you to upload wherever your digital files are, thumb drives, external hard drives, camera cards, and it will auto-organize it by year and month. And that is a really fantastic, easy way to get organized and get your things into Forever. So stay tuned for that training that's coming up as well. All right, Forever is also easily shareable. So there are some really great ways to share, and that's so important. One is a built-in slideshow feature. So this is something that's really great. When you are in a Forever album, you can just click slideshow. You can see the image there, and then you can choose how you want the photos to dissolve or pan, or, I usually choose random so that it keeps it interesting. You could decide the speed of your slideshow, and you could put it on a loop if you want to. So I've actually done a couple of these for Celebration of Life recently, and they've asked me to make a video for them, which is something that I do for people. But with the speed of when they needed this done, I suggested a really good solution is, let me scan some photos for you. We'll get in an album, and then you just play it on the TV. You can use an app, the app on Fire Stick, or you can use AirPlay. And at the church or facility that they were having the celebration of life, and then just hit the slideshow and let that run. And this last person I did, I think we had like 600 photos, which I would never put 600 photos in a video. That would be a very long video, but it was wonderful because she wanted to have so many of these amazing photos of her dad's entire life. And they just ran on this slideshow, and she played some music kind of by that as well. So I think that's a really fantastic feature. Also, there's sharing links. So you can simply share a link with any file or a group of files. So like an album or a group of tags or a group of photos, videos, any of the things have a sharing link. And I use this all the time in work and in life and everything. I'm constantly sharing things in and out of Forever for clients and for my family. And again, it's just one link. I can text it, I can email it. They can then click on the link. They can see what I've sent them. They could download it if they want to. They could copy it to their Forever account if they want to. Also, QR codes. So with a QR code, everything in the Forever account, you can create a QR code for it. So if you would place a QR code on something, I'll give you an example. So my daughter is a dancer. I created a photo book for her. She did a dance recital. I have all the videos from all the dances in the Forever account. So I created a QR code for each of the dances, and on each of those pages of the album, the photo book, I put a QR code for each dance, so that as she's looking through the photo book and seeing her dance photos, she could scan the QR code, watch that video from her dance recital for each of those dances. Now, I will say, in order for video to play in your Forever storage account, you do have to have video streaming. So we can talk about that in a minute, but Forever Storage basically stores your stuff, your photos, videos, audio files, documents. You can download your videos at any time to watch them, but you can also have the option to add streaming, so you can just stream them right from your account and play them right from your account. And that's what I do, and I recommend for all of my clients as well. Connections and groups. So this is another great way to share. So Forever has something called Connections, and that's basically like anybody you want to connect with. So basically maybe your friends and family, close friends, family, they can connect in your Forever account, and they can see any of the albums that you set for connections that you want to share. Also, there is something called groups. So if your son is, let's say, on the soccer team and you have lots of soccer photos, you can have a group shared to the soccer families of all the soccer photos, but they're only going to get the soccer photos. They're not going to get like your ancestor photos. Maybe you have a group set up for your family vacations, and you have everybody that goes in your family, and you have all those vacation albums set to that group, and you guys can all share those groups, those photos and albums in that group. And then also is collaborative albums. And I know it seems like there's a lot of stuff here, but again, these are pieces of feedback that Forever ambassadors and clients have given to Forever over the years, and they just keep making it better and better with more technology and advancements and ideas. But a collaborative album is when you create an album in Forever, and I do this all the time. You're wanting to, you go on a vacation, you send the link to everybody and ask them to upload their best photos, and then all those photos come into that album in your Forever account, and they have access to it as well. And it's a great way to gather photos and not have to worry about trying to airdrop or text. I'm working right now with a client that got all these photos texted to him, and the resolution is terrible because every time you text or send a photo, the resolution gets a little bit worse. So anyways, collaborative albums is a great solution for sharing full resolution photos as well. And as I mentioned, there's an app for Fire Stick, and you can also stream your Forever account right up on AirPlay as well if you want to put it on your TV. So this is what that share link looks like. So again, you can share an album or an individual file. This is an album because I wanted to show you the share link. Just copy and paste that wherever. Then you can see there's a check mark. So that one says allow anyone with this link to upload. So that's collaborative. So if this check marked, they can upload to that link as well. And then you can see there's a QR code. So I can download that QR code, and that will access that album if someone puts their phone on it. And another example of that, I showed you a picture earlier of a client, and I should have described it. I just realized I didn't, but it was a coaster that I made through Forever Print. And it's funny that I didn't explain this. It was a client who was very happy about me digitizing and cleaning out and organizing all of his family memories, getting them into a Forever account where now he can access them on his iPad. Okay, that's the client. And what I did was create at Forever Print a coaster. So now they have a set of coasters, and it has photos on the coasters, which you saw in that example. And then there's a QR code. That QR code links to their entire Forever account. So all they have to do is sit on their chair, scan the QR code, and then all the albums of their account comes up. They can watch all those old VHS tapes. They can look at all their albums. So that was the connection back there. And I'm sorry I did not mention that, but the QR code is awesome. Also, you can see on the right-hand side, the privacy settings. So you are able to set your albums to several different privacy settings. I'll show you those in a moment. Okay. So you also get to control your legacy. So that's what you're doing here, is creating your legacy. You're telling your story, your photos, how you're handing them down to the next generation. You can have an account manager on your account if it's one of your children, or someone, your husband or wife, or to be able to come in and help you with your account to add information. An account manager cannot delete, but they can add information, create albums, add tags, and those kinds of things. You have the ability to set preservation settings. What's going to happen to your things upon your passing? How do you want that to look and to be shared when you're no longer here? Then also you can control your legacy through album sharing, and then also Forever offers great social sharing as well if you want to make things public. So this is what it looks like. So here's an example of my account. This is just like the home screen on my account. And I wanted you to see the albums. So this is the albums page. So the albums page is a way that I can tell my stories. I can group things together that are important, and I can share them or just keep them in my Forever account. But look and see, you can see I've got some set up for private, just for me to see, some for connections. People that I'm connected with in my Forever account can see those. Public, I can have a public facing albums. I do this a lot with historical societies so that we can share publicly what's going on and some of the important history of the community. Groups, this would be if I, for example, I gave you the example of the soccer team. I could share that with, that group. So those are the 4 levels: public, private, connections, and groups. And here's just an example of that. When you create an album, this is what it looks like. You simply, like I said, it's really simple to do all of this. You add the album name, you can add a description, a date if you want to, set your privacy level, and then add groups if you'd like. Okay, so I am doing great on time, but I wanted to explain one other piece about Forever Storage, because this is a question I always get. So I thought I'm going to just get ahead of the questions here. So when you buy Forever Storage, you make a purchase, you own it. It's your own digital asset that you own. So it's done with a one-time payment. There's not a subscription model that you have to pay every month, because if that were the case, when you stopped paying, then your account would no longer be there, right? That's how other models work, like Dropbox or any of these other places that you have to pay monthly for it. When you stop paying, look at the terms of service. They're going to shut your account down. They're not going to keep it going if you're not paying. So we are not going to be able to pay forever, right? I see it all the time. A credit card gets shut down, a new number, people forget to change that with their subscription. Accounts do get shut down. Someone passes away and that bill is not paid, that account is shut down. So the beauty of Forever is you purchase it with a one-time payment. You own your storage. You can buy a certain amount of storage and always add more to it whenever you want to. You can do that, like I said, with a lump sum, a one-time payment, or Forever does have a 24-month payment plan if you want to use that, just to make the monthly payment a lot less. And once that 24 months are up, then you own all of that storage. And I believe technically you own it even before it's not done being paid for, but it'll be paid for over 24 months. So it's less expensive. And then, like I said, you just buy more as you need it. So, but the way it works, so you see, I have listed there 10 gig, 25 gig, 50 gig, 100 gig, 250 gigabyte, and it goes up from there. But when you come in, usually clients will start, 50 gigs, 100 gigs, 250 gigs, but it's less expensive the more you buy. So you can start low and then you can add more, or you can start high and always just have that amount. Okay. So then, like I said, that storage includes photos, videos, audio files, and documents. And then video streaming is optional and it's extra. So that can be paid for monthly, yearly, or a one-time payment to endow it. So it's like $11.99 a month, I think. If you have it on streaming monthly, you can turn that on and off whenever you want. Yearly, it's $119. And then endowed, I'm not sure exactly what that price is, but it's usually on sale. So I'll tell you, if you're going to endow it, make sure you get that on like a 30% or 40% off sale price. It's about $1,000. But that is a one-time payment that you always have video streaming now and for future generations. And it is something that I believe is very important. And I make sure that my clients make that investment because I want to be sure that they are able to have video streaming for future generations to be able to watch the videos within their account. And the other benefit that I love about video streaming is if I share a video from my account, let's say I text you a video, you can watch it and stream it because I have video streaming. So all those old real films from my family, I have a great video that I love. And if I share that with you, you'd be able to sit there and watch it because I have video streaming. So anyone I share with can watch it as well. Okay, so I'm still doing good on time. I know we wanted to get to questions, but I do want to just do a quick little live drive. If I can just give you a quick example, and I'll do it quick. Kathy? Okay, so first thing I need to do is stop sharing my screen. And, okay, hi, Kathy. Do you want to ask me do you want me to pause and do any questions, and then I'll do a live drive?
What's a live drive? Oh, you're going to show how it works?
Yeah, I was going to just do, and there's my picture, my information too. I was just going to do an example, like take them into a Forever Storage account and let them see like what my workflow might be like.
Let's answer some of these. There's been about 7 or 8 questions Isabel will ask, and then we'll come back and have you do that as well.
Perfect.
Yep. So the first question is, does Forever accept the metadata that's already on the photos in the Apple photo library?
Oh, that's a great question. So Forever does allow you to bring in the metadata. So when you upload a photo, all the metadata comes with it. It stays with the photo. And when you download the photo, all the metadata goes with it as well. So Forever displays certain pieces of metadata. It displays the file name, description, tags, date taken, date uploaded, and on the app, it displays location. But if you bring a metadata in that's not displayed, it is not going to get erased. It'll be downloaded with it, even though it's not displayed. Now, Apple makes it hard sometimes to export metadata out of Apple. They're always changing things. So I find that the best way to bring in metadata from Apple is through the phone app and do a backup of your Apple library through the phone app. And that brings all the metadata over for sure.
And you shared that syncing integration with Facebook. Is there a similar one with Instagram?
Oh, that's a good question. No, there's not. Just Facebook. Great question.
And the music for the slideshows, is that part of the slideshow or is that played separately?
Oh, that was played separately. Yes, I'm sorry if I did not make that clear. There is no music that you can be playing on Forever at the same time, but I was just suggesting do a playlist separately.
And if you don't have a Forever account and you open a shared link that someone else has shared with you, do you have access to the photos that they're sharing with you?
Yes, great question. So yes, you do not have to have a Forever account in order to look at photos, see photos, download photos. You have all that functionality just without a Forever login. If you want to upload to someone's shared link, so if you're uploading photos, you do have to be authenticated and have a login to Forever. And then with that login, you will be able to upload your photos. Mm-hmm. And I will also say, if you I think I put my link in there. And so if you don't already have a Forever account, you're not already working with a Forever ambassador, you want to check it out, you can connect with me and get a free 2 GB Forever login, which is available to anyone. So I don't even know when I'm, sharing with people who has a login and who doesn't, like my family members, like they might have paid storage, they might just use a login. So it gives you all the functionality and a 2 free gigs of storage to be able to check it out and use it. And then it also comes with a $20 welcome coupon too, should you decide to purchase storage or purchase anything. But just having a login is enough as well. You don't have to purchase storage. You can print right with that login or even order Forever Box without storage.
And is there an app for Roku?
There is not, just Fire Stick for right now.
And you mentioned when texting an image that would reduce the quality of an image. Is that the same case if you're texting it via iMessage?
Oh, I don't know. Do you all know? Who knows the answer to that question? I do not know. I'm assuming yes, because I feel like every time you move that file anywhere, you're reducing the resolution. I think that's just general practice. I don't know about iMessage for sure, but that's one way. One thing I use Forever for a lot is even sharing videos. Like I can't text a long video to anyone, but if I need to share videos, I'll just upload it to Forever and then share that link, and then that person can download that video. So it's just a great tool to be able to upload, download a long video or photos to keep that resolution.
And the next question is from someone who says that their photos are TIFF files, and those can be quite large. When she uploads to Forever with TIFF, do others have the option of changing to a JPEG for download if they want a smaller file for sharing or for social media?
That's a good question. No, Forever is not going to allow you, doesn't have the functionality to change the file type. They would, whatever you upload it at is what you're going to download it at. But that's a great question.
And does Forever offer photo restoration?
Yes, Forever does. Fabulous photo restoration. I can even put that link in the chat if you'd like.
Yes, that would be great. And while you're doing that, the next question is about videos and what you can do if you have stored videos in Forever, but you don't have the streaming.
Okay, what is the question about that?
Yes. So what can you do with photos that are stored in Forever if you don't have streaming?
You mean videos that are stored in Forever?
Yes. Did I say
okay,
photos?
You can do
Yes,
everything. I'm sorry. Yeah. If you have videos and in Forever, you can do everything. You can add all that metadata, add the story, add the tags, add all the organization. You can do everything with it. You just don't get to press play and watch it in the Forever account.
And is there a possibility of a Lightroom plugin coming? If someone says it would be amazing to sync a Lightroom library with Forever.
It would. So we just say to you, email support@forever.com. That is a great request. I know there's a lot of others, especially a lot of photo managers who would love that feature as well. So that's definitely something that could happen. They usually take the request and see, what is most important to people, and they kind of rank them, and that's where they go. So I agree with you. Please support@forever.com.
And I believe this next question is about sort of legacy contacts. Does the account move on to a named descendant after you pass?
Yes. Okay. So in preservation settings, you are able to determine how you want to share your things to future generations. And you can also have an account manager who will you can assign a number of account managers who will be able to handle your account when you're no longer here. But also recognize that you're, part of the service of Forever is you're really having Forever be the guardian of your collection. You have paid Forever to be that person that's maintaining your things on the site over time. And so, either an account manager or Forever, or both. And I will also say Forever is really going to be working on even making that whole part about legacy and preservation settings and all that even better. So that is something that's coming is clarifying that and giving, even some better tools for that as well.
We have some more questions, but did you want to move on with your demo and we can return to questions, or did you want me to continue with some more questions?
Let's see what times. Go ahead and give me just a couple more. That'd be good. That's fine. Mhm.
Sure. So if a client wanted to allow her mother to access her account and collaborate, would it be easy to do that via connections?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yep, that's what we do with our family too. So we're connected. We can go in and see everything, copy things to my own account, that kind of thing.
And Christopher wants to organize his photos by person. Under each person, he wants to have the same organization by decades. For example, 1900, 1909, 1910 to 1919. How can I copy this structure for each person easily?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, there's not really functionality to copy the exact structure like that in Forever. So you would have to create those albums, but it's fairly easy. I mean, it's very easy to create albums like that. Now, if you have that structure somewhere else, like on an external hard drive, you can bring in that exact structure and it will create it automatically in Forever with nested albums and everything. So I don't know, did he say he had it already created or he wanted to create it?
I believe he wants to have one folder called 1900 to 1909 and have the photos for those years in that folder, and then a different folder from 1910 to 1919, but wanted to copy the structure between the two, or from the first folder to the next folder.
Right. Okay. So I was just going to say, if you did that work on your computer and then use Forever Valet to bring it in, and copied it on the computer, then it would come in like that in Forever and be beautiful and all created for you. If you don't do it that way, then you'll just have to manually create those albums in Forever. And I was going to say the photo restoration, I'm just not pulling it right now because I'm talking, but if you would connect with me, I will send you information on that. I'd love to.
And is there an option for storage more than 1 terabyte in the works?
Oh, I don't think so. I think you just would have to buy several terabytes. You can add however much you would like.
And does Forever have any facial recognition in the organizing side of it?
Not right now, but it will have facial recognition in the future. That's something that they are definitely working on.
And does Google Photos integrate with Forever at all?
Not yet, but it's coming. So that's something that will be coming. They're talking about end of the year, maybe next year, where there'll be a direct sync from using Forever Valet to point to Google Photos and bring everything into your Forever account from Google Photos.
Awesome. And one last question before we move on, because we actually don't have any more questions currently, is how long has Forever been in business?
Since 2012.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let me share my screen.
Yep. And then I will keep track of any more questions for the end as well.
Okay, awesome. And I just put in the chat, if anybody wants to connect with me, you can do that there as well. The photo restoration person, do that, and I can send you the information as soon as we're finished. Okay, so this is the exciting part. I love showing my account, all the power of Forever, like I said, all the things. Okay, hold on one second. Okay. So this is my Forever account. These are my albums. I'm just going to show you a couple of things and talk about workflow and how it looks on a daily life, because we're all busy. We're taking photos. How are we saving them, enjoying them, celebrating, and sharing them with those that we love? So this is a quick example of the Boundary Water. So I just went on this awesome trip. Yes, I was the only girl. All the guys in my family, I always wanted to go. My dad's been going there since 1963 or something, and leading these canoe trips. So I've always wanted to go. And basically what I did was created this album. We hadn't even gone on the trip yet. I created a share link. I asked, I clicked everybody upload to it. I copied and pasted it, put it in the text, the group text that all these people were going on. They all got the text. And I just said, upload your best photos here. So during the time, everybody was uploading their best photos. And of course, I came up with like this huge group of photos, right? And a lot of them were similar, right? So then what I did after that was I pulled out the best ones and I created nested albums here of each of the different subjects of things that we did. And creating nested albums is so simple. I just hit nested album, and then you create a nested album. And these are some of the activities that we did. So like around the cabin, and I put those best photos there. Or when we went on an ATV ride, that was super fun. And so you can see how I'm organizing it now. So then the next thing that I want to do is print something. I want to print a book, and I want to make it really easy. So what I did was I went through and I favorited the best photos, and I created another album right here. I just called it the test album. And now I've got all these best photos in one album. And what I'm going to do very easily is I'm going to change the order by date taken oldest first, because I like chronological. I want my photo book to tell me the story from beginning to end. Then I could hit edit custom order if there are some that I wanted to move around, or maybe I have a favorite one that I want to have for the cover of the book, like this one. So I'm going to grab that and bring that up to the top. Now that's the cover. Okay, that's the beginning. I'm going to hit I'm done reordering. Okay, now I've got all the photos in there. So this is a technology that I'm talking about that Forever has. It's awesome and so easy. So I'm going to hit print, top right-hand corner. Now I can print any of these things. The thing I love the most is a seamless auto book, but I'm not going to do that now. That is a beautiful, high quality, seamless book that's just gorgeous. But I'm going to do a standard auto book, and I'm going to select all the pictures. So I'm selecting the 92 pictures that were the best ones. I'm going to pick my size. I'm going to go with a 10 by 10 hardbound book, and I'm going to hit create my project. All right, so now it's working. Forever is making the photo book for me, and it's done. Can you believe that? It's done so fast. Okay, so now I've got my book. I can add text to the spine, to the front. I can change the color to make it any color that I'd like. Let's just do that. I like that color. I also, another thing that's so great is I can add a QR code here, and I can select that test album, the album that has all the photos in it that we made this book with, and it's going to sit here. So now I'm going to have the photo book, but I can scan the QR code to have access to all the digital files that are in this book. And I can, anybody that's looking at the book could do that too. And they could have whatever digital images that they would like to have. Then you can see Forever already set up the book in a beautiful way. I can add text if I want, which I love to add text because I love to add the story. When I make these books, I usually have a line of text at the bottom of every page, but you don't have to. It looks great without the text. And look at this, Forever already set up the book in a beautiful way. But I could always change things. I could change the layout. I could add other photos. Let's just say that I wanted to go back to albums and add a photo that I didn't put in the book. And then I could just come over here and grab any of these that I've missed or that I didn't add selected, and now I've got more in there. I can also, of course, all the tools that you can imagine, make this a little bit bigger. I can always replace a photo if I want to choose a different photo instead of that photo, and so on and so forth. I think it's kind of self-explanatory, but I can change the color background on all of these pages, and I can add a QR code whenever I want. So if I wanted to add a QR code file, I could even add like a video. So when we did the ATVs, we did videos too. So I could put that video right here. And of course, it would be nice if I had an ATV picture next to it, but that just shows you an example. Okay, so that is how I took photos from everybody's phone, brought them all together in my one album. Go here, back to albums, and then created this album to make a book. And now this is saved in my projects under auto book right here. I can always go back in to edit it again. And that's it. So that is the example of that workflow. We still have a couple minutes. So I'm going to show you one or two more things. So something else that was really special on this trip was my dad had done a 2,000-mile canoe trip when he was in 1965. A 2,000-mile, like think about that for just a minute. Really? 2,000 miles in a canoe with just what you had on your back, right? This is my dad and his brother. How cool. I got my grandmother's scrapbooks, they're behind me in my office, and scanned them. And that's when I found this picture. I never saw these pictures before. Then I rescued slides out of his basement, and I find stuff like this. Isn't this incredible? Crazy. Okay, so he's on this canoe trip, and now he
That's
leads all
awesome.
these other trips too. And so it was just really neat. What I did was I created a photo book for him, and I gave it to him as a gift while we were there. And here's the book. And you can see the cool hero shot of him and his twin brother. And it just was amazing. My brother's there with us, and we just had such a wonderful time. It's very meaningful. But to me, this is the power of Forever. And this is my dad and his twin brother. And there they are in the picture. So the power of Forever was that I was able to rescue those slides, rescue the photos from the albums, and celebrate them, and create a book that was very powerful and meaningful to my family. And these things will be handed down to the next generation.
That's beautiful. That's amazing. That's a great story. One of those, he looked like they were like handsome and I bet quite popular.
I know. They
Right?
should like have a movie or something. I know that he
yeah.
was like a stud. I had no idea. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
no,
my
I
gosh,
just-
Dad.
That's my dad. Hey, there's some good questions coming in. I mean, this is great. Great job, Shelley. I feel like I
Thank
learned
you.
a lot that I didn't realize, and you got me motivated to. I'm doing my Forever.
Yay.
Now. Just added wedding photos from September.
Good.
Well, I'm listening. So let's go ahead and ask some of these questions, so we make sure we're going to run over just a minute or two. But I think these
Okay.
are important questions that have come in. So
Yeah. So the first question is, and I think you sort of covered this, but just to confirm, if you made a photo book in Forever, could you create an online album for each event and publish just a few photos from each event in the book, but also include a QR code on that page so anyone could see all the photos?
Absolutely. Definitely. I only showed you auto book functionality, but there's also design and print, so that you're able to come in here and do anything custom that you'd like. So, there's other things that you can do, but absolutely, that would work for sure. Mhm.
And as far as printing and shipping, does Forever ship printed products to the UK?
That's a great question. Yes, I know they do. And I know there's also a lot of shipping overseas, and they have certain, I would just say email support@forever.com to get the answer to that question. But yes, they do ship there. And I think they have some good shipping packages, so it's not so expensive.
And for those that don't want to print albums but want to view them digitally, is that an option with Forever?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So what you're seeing here with my account is I'm just viewing all of these albums digitally. So that's, you don't have to print. I have a lot of clients that just want to be able to see them on the screen like this.
you can send the code, right, and like to your, like the one of your dad's album, right? You could send the link and people could view
Yes.
the album you made for your dad without.
Oh, that kind of album.
I
Yes.
think that's what they meant. I think that's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, you can send an album link. These are just some other projects, but yes, you can definitely do that once you order it. So you have to order it if you're creating an album like that. But if you want to, before you can share it, but an album like this, you can just share it like this with that share link. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. I got that. Yeah. So an album that you make that's printed, to share that, it has to be printed, but the album, you're using the same word, but it's the same,
Correct. Yes. A
your
printed
online
photo
album
book.
is, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that's what I was going to show you, is I was going to show you a project that I'd already ordered. And I have a lot of examples here, but like here, ordered on July 30th. This is a notebook I made for my daughter's senior year. And I just share that link, and there it is. That's the link. I can share that project now with someone because I already ordered it. Mhm.
And do the photos that you bring into Forever, do those only migrate from your phone, or can you, from the camera on your phone, or can you also do it from programs like Amazon Photos?
Yes, you would just have to download them out of Amazon Photos to upload them into Forever. There's not a direct sync between Amazon Photos and Forever, but you just get them out of Amazon and then upload them to Forever. Mm-hmm.
And does Forever have any tools that help with improving the quality of the photo?
No, there are no tools like that within Forever. They're simply just some very basic editing tools, but I would say you should, you can do that in another program. So there's some editing tools here, but they're pretty simple. Mhm.
We have a couple of questions about scanning photos.
Okay.
First, the first question is what's the general scanning turnaround time? And then to piggyback off of that, when Forever scans the photos, are those scanned in date order if they're given in date order?
Yes. Okay. So the general turnaround time is about 6 weeks. And sometimes it's 4 to 6 weeks, but I usually say 6 weeks. And you can document however you want them to do it, and they will follow all of your instructions. So if you wanted things to go in a certain order, you can dictate that. And then there is a whole process for packing up the box. It's really simple. Your box comes with a beautiful pamphlet of how to do it, bags, labels. It's an easy process, but you can really be careful about how you want them to organize. You can label each bag and they will make an album with that label on it. So everything will be organized in a nested album structure like you see here once you get it back.
And we have 2 more questions that we're going to cover before we wrap up today. The first one is, if you have Forever's desktop organization software Historian and organize it there, then upload to Forever, will the setup be the same?
That's a great question. And yes, there is a direct connection between Historian and Forever. So I would, what I would encourage you to do is go to Pixels to Pages, and they have free training on how to merge, get your Historian into your Forever storage.
And the last question is sort of a future focused question. In
Okay.
20 years, will Forever convert legacy JPEG file formats to a new standard file format that perhaps uses less storage with a higher resolution?
Well, I have no idea. I don't know the answers to that, but I do know that Forever will continue to migrate the files to new formats over time so they can be accessed and enjoyed and shared and not, bogged down in an old format. So that is part of the guarantee, part of all of that money that is in that fully restricted fund to pay for digital migration to be able to do that. I don't know what that's going to look like. So I don't want to say an answer to that, but you could email support or even email Glenn Meekum. He would be happy to talk to you about that.
I can't believe you're not a future teller. You can't tell the future.
I know, right?
How dare you?
Well, one thing
go ahead.
That was the last question.
I was going to say, can I show one more thing real quick? Because it was an answer to a question briefly. They asked about looking at their parents' account, like their mom's accounts. So I wanted to say under connections, if I go to connections and I go to my mom, here's my mom, Diane Ogle, you can see I'm her account manager. If I go to her account, I can see all of her things. So I can click on her albums and look at all the things that she has. And this is an example of a scrapbook that was digitized and all my grandmother's dance albums. I can copy this to my library and my Forever account if I want to, or I can download it as well. So I just wanted to show you that sharing because I know someone had asked about that.
This has been incredible. One thing I love what you keep saying, and for myself too, sitting here after, as the photo managers for 12 years, I've seen so many companies come in with new technology and things. And people don't realize that, behind the scenes, people are, when Shelly says, email, we're going to improve on it. It's so true that companies only know what you need by you telling them. And in technology, we get kind of, I think, we assume that technology and everything's going to always work right away, but it's a process. And there are real people behind the scenes, working on all those things. So I just want to, mention I've seen Forever just change and change and change and continue to provide what people are looking for. And so be patient sometimes too, right? When it's, is it going to work with Google Photos? I didn't know the answer would be yes eventually, but I think, okay, I can imagine the amount of tech, what has to happen behind the scenes to make Forever talk to Google and all of those things. So, and then I think how can somebody become a Forever member? Get in touch. We're sharing, get in touch with Shelly. So thank you so much. This has been a wonderful presentation. We will send you all the recordings so you can view this again. We'll be putting it up on our YouTube channel so that you can go back and if you have questions and things like that. And John just said that collaboration between family sounds so cool. That was good. That was a good thing to show Shelly. See that
Awesome.
It's one thing to say you can do that, but to see you go get your mom's album
Yes,
and show how easily you can
exactly.
bring it in, that was really powerful. So
Right. And I was going to say, if anybody wants to connect with me, I do 15-minute trainings once a week, and it shows you how to do all of this stuff very easily. Yeah.
great. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Shelley, for a great day and wearing our pink. We're in pink. And
Yeah.
we look forward to seeing you again at our next webinar. Take care, everybody.